I have a mess of potatoes right here. How do we grow them? That's a great question I want to share with you because there's so many different ways to grow potatoes. There's hilling, trenching, grow bags, buckets, all that I've tried. But my personal favorite is the Ruth Stout Method. And I'm so glad you're here because that's exactly what we're doing today. So come on. Hey guys, Lacey here. Welcome to 80 Acres. We are in the armpit of Oklahoma where it's hot, windy, and most of the time it's always windy. This is the least windiest day of this whole entire week, so I thought I'd get out here and plant my potatoes. Now, we've grown our potatoes traditionally in the ground, but it wasn't until I tried the Ruth Stout Method that we actually started having decent harvests every year. Now, the Ruth Stout Method is actually just a deep, heavy mulched system. Now, in this instance, you put your potato on top of the ground, you lay your straw on top of that, and then when it comes time to harvest, you just pull back the straw. So let's just get on to the actual planting part. So to get the next generation of potatoes, you have to take a potato that has sprouted these funny looking things called eyes, which is now becoming a seed. And you can actually cut this in half, leaving 1 to 2 eyes on each side, but you can also just leave them as is, and it's just fine. And where do I get my potatoes? Well, these are organically grown potatoes that I've sprouted in my pantry, and I also purchased certified seed potatoes from the store this year. And I'm here to tell you that both work just as well. Planting potatoes typically happens in March for us because they love cooler spring temperatures, and they are also full sun-loving plants who like to be fed. So before even planting, I like to amend my beds with my mixture of goat, rabbit manure, as well as some compost and wood ash. And I do this just to make sure that they get all the nutrients that they need. As I lay my potatoes on the ground, I want to make sure that these eyes are actually pointing up as much as possible and to space them about a foot apart because more room equals bigger potatoes, right? And also, truth be told, my foot is about a foot in length, so that's handy. Then all that's left to do is scatter a thick layer of straw about 4 to 5 inches deep. And yes, I did say it's always windy here. I have actually never had a problem with it all blowing away. If I do get concerned, I might add a cattle panel or even like a hoe or a rake or a shovel to kind of keep it in place. But really the water makes it heavy enough and I've never really had to worry about it. And like all plants, they like to be watered but not saturated. This straw helps me conserve water even when we get hot and dry. I can usually go about 3 days before having to water again. And that, my friends, is the power of mulch. Make sure that they're being well watered when you see those blooms because that's whenever the tubers are starting to form. Usually potatoes are harvested anywhere between 80 to 120 days, depending on your variety. I got Red Pontiac and Yukon Gold this year, and honestly, I don't even keep track of the days, really. I look out for dying plants. In this case, dying plants are a good thing. And once I see that, I know to wait about a week or two after they've all died back and remove the straw, and I have clean potatoes to harvest. That is the awesomest part. Life is like a box of chocolates. No, my friends, that is wrong. Life is like a potato patch. You never know what you're gonna get. Now, some call this lazy gardening. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I actually am feeding my garden because I am building it up to a healthy level for the next incoming years. And honestly, I'm a mom of 8 and I just planted my potatoes in like 5 minutes. Anyway, hope this helps. Get to the next one. Bye, guys. It is windy today. We're gonna do our best today. That's what we're gonna do. That's all we can do because that is all we can do.